Court will recall the matter of Jermaine Shaw, case number 23W004577.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Mueller here on behalf of Mr. Shaw. Mr. Shaw, could you have the jail unmute you again and state your name for the record, please?
You need to have them unmute you, sir. There you go. Now, can you state your name?
Jermaine Shaw, Shawshank Redemption. I have Ice-T little brother's last name.
Thank you. Ms. Mueller.
Your Honor, I'd ask for an adjournment here. Mr. Shaw did indicate to me at the end that he would like to just plead to the misdemeanor. He believes he's going to be serving some time, but I'd like a chance to speak with his felony attorney and maybe see what direction they're headed with that before I have him plead to anything on this.
It makes sense. I will adjourn this. Objection?
Oh, no objection. Yeah, no objection to that.
We'll adjourn it. When is his next court date on the felony? Because this case is not holding him in custody. Do you know your next court date, Mr. Shaw?
I think it's the 5th. I think I got one on the 5th and the 7th.
Okay.
The 5th sounds. It looks like March 5th. That's correct.
Right. And that's a what, pretrial?
Yes.
Right.
At 1:30.
I'll put it over to March 13th, 2024 at 9 a.m. We'll see you then, okay, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you. Ypsilanti Township versus Reginald Hunter, 18W002670.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Dante Leba for Mr. Hunter.
Good morning, Mr. Hunter. Please state your name, Mr. Hunter.
Reginald Hunter.
Thank you for taking your hat off. I noticed you did that right away. I appreciate that. All right.
Judge, did you have your hair did?
What is
Did it
that?
myself, yes.
Ah, okay. Well, it looks great. I haven't seen you in a bit. I thought, you didn't love me anymore, so.
You come see me, so there's that.
I thought you were shuttling my cases to 14A or something.
All right. What would your client like to do, Mr. Lebo?
Your Honor, Mr. Powell will be pleading guilty to that violation.
Mr. Powell, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Sir, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. Sir, is it true that you admitted to consuming alcohol in violation of no alcohol condition, and that happened on February 20th, 2023? I'm sorry, December 20th. I don't know why I'm stuck in February. December 20th.
Well, I admitted in December. It happened in the summertime, over the summer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was back in inpatient treatment in December.
Okay.
Your Honor, I can maybe clarify a little bit. We talked in August and he had admitted to a specific drinking event, and then I didn't hear from him again until December when he mentioned that he had been messing up and drinking. So he didn't give me an exact time in December, but he just admitted to alcohol use in that period of time since we had last talked in August.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, are you satisfied, Mr. Barnett?
Yes, Your Honor.
Likewise, Your Honor.
All right, having said that, are you ready to proceed to sentencing, Mr. Lebo?
Yes, Your Honor, I do want to let the court know a few things Mr. Powell said to me. One of which is that he thinks the recommendation is fair, and that's not something I think we often hear. But I think it's important that the court know that Mr. Powell did indicate that to me. He also told me that he's taking his sobriety and probation very seriously. He's been going to 5 meetings every week. Told me he's been inpatient twice this year. So Mr. Powell is making a very strong effort to maintain his sobriety, and I think it's also notable that he was honest and admitted to Ms. Straub when he did mess up and drink.
Thank you. Anything from you, Mr. Barnett?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything you want to say, Mr. Powell?
Just to reiterate what he said, I'm taking my sobriety very, very seriously. Fighting for my life in this situation. Yeah, I'm working with therapists. I'm on the Vivitrol shot. going to meetings, living in sober living. I did complete the alcohol, the MAD, and the ARM program, and I'm only working part-time, so I'm gonna start paying on the fines as soon as possible.
I understand all that. And just like you just said, sir, it is absolutely imperative that you fight for your life right now, because that is the fight that you're in, because you don't know whether you'll get another opportunity. And the fact that you see it, right? The fact that you understand it and see that we're trying to help you, in reality, that's shows that you are really probably at a space you hadn't been in before, right? That you can actually see how desperate the situation is and how serious it is. And I'm always very impressed when people get to this stage, because it's hard to go back when you actually see what's going on like you do. So I hope you keep fighting and fight every day.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. I'm going to extend your probation for the 6 months with the new end date. And I actually want to see you myself in 90 days to see where you are, because 90 days can be remarkable in terms of sobriety. So I want to see you, and I hope that at that time you are at the marker that I see a lot of people at that time, because you think you've progressed now, 90 days is a whole new ball game for you. So just keep working at it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you back here on May 29th, 2024 at 10.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Court does call the case, People versus Darius Harris.
Bridget Coons on behalf of Mr. Harris. State your name for the record.
Darius Harris.
Your Honor, this time and date set up for sentencing. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation with the client. We have no material changes, additions, or omissions. At this time, we would ask the court to adopt the recommendation.
Right. Sir, is there anything you'd like to tell me before I do impose sentence?
Yes, sir. I just want to say to the court, prosecutor, I appreciate taking your time out. When I first came up here, I don't know if you remember, I told you I wasn't trying, I was guilty. Not a bad person or a bad guy. Everybody got a pass, but I just think a racial slur directed to me got under my skin and got the best of me. Apologize about wasting your time, because that's something I could have handled better, but it just got under my skin. I truly apologize.
I think I told you I didn't think of you necessarily as a bad person.
I just at the moment I work so hard coming from my family tree, my grandfather, things of that nature. I'm still no excuse. Supposed to have to conduct yourself in a certain way in public. I work hard not to be called that. I work hard not to be looked upon that. I'm a very smart young man. I'm a CNC programmer and CNC operator. And when I was called that, it just kind of got under my skin. But that's not the way you handle stuff, and I understand that. And I know that. Just not the way you handle it.
You knew that before it happened.
And I just let it get under my skin. Wasn't
Yeah.
the right way.
And I'll just say this to you. When I took this position probably almost a quarter century ago, God, that sounds weird. But Emily was here with me. She was 5. But you just, one of the things I learned real quick, and I knew it because of how I was raised, people are going to call you all kinds of things, right? And so I just developed this saying in my mind: you can call me whatever you want as long as you call it with respect, right? I don't let those words and those things get under my skin. And the reason is because whoever is saying that to me doesn't know me. And the only way, right? And you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And since you don't know me, you can't really say that about me. And the only way I let that get under my skin is if at any given moment I begin to think that about myself, and I will never, ever think that about myself.
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling you, young man, don't ever let that get under your skin, because that's not you,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
You weren't raised that way. And I dare say this, because I know it. Your ancestry does not dictate that that's you.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
And I know your people told you that too. So all I'm doing is repeating everything they told you, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm just sharing with you what my mama taught me. And she was the smartest woman in the world, ever, always was, and there always will be. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Because you don't need to be here. Right? No, I know. But you don't need to be here. Not for something like this. Better people than that.
Yes, sir.
It's really simple. Sense of the court. I'm changing this a little bit. Sense of the court. I'm going to place you on 6 months prosecutor deferred sentence. I'm going to order $555 fines and court costs. I'm waiving all of those costs except 125 of those costs. Probation oversight fees would then be reduced because of the probationary period to $180. When do you think you can get all that paid, young man?
I was trying to pay it today. My check and direct deposit first thing in the morning. I get paid.
Get it paid by this Friday, the 1st.
Yes, sir.
There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete an anger management class. You're to do that within 60 days. You're not to have any contact with Joseph Brendanetz directly or indirectly. No going to the Kroger at 3200 Carpenter Road, Ypsilanti, Michigan. No assault or threatening or intimidating behavior. You're not to possess any weapon, firearm, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. You're to report to probation as directed by probation, including any home visits. You're to maintain employment with verification to probation. I'll set a review hearing that's to be held February 12th, 2000. Well, actually, that's going to change the day. Miss Clara.
Oh, 6 months. Sorry, Your Honor.
It's okay. The review date will be August 14th, 2024, 9 a.m. I'll order 93 days in jail that is suspended. Out there, just act like the prince that you are, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Court calls case, People versus Mark Proudman.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Pernier on behalf of Mr. Proudman.
Something about your voice and what's good, because I didn't hear it with Miss Coons. But the moment you step further up,
It's just me.
we'll figure. Yeah, it's probably you.
It's just
You. What?
very stately and present voice.
Yeah, okay. You keep believing that. That must be it. Yeah, that must be what it is. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Pernier on behalf of Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, please state your name for the record, please.
Gary Thomas.
Today we're here for a show
It's like
cause
he was
hearing.
used to doing that. He just I'm just saying, I don't know. Looked like that kind of came natural. Go ahead.
We're